this computer. Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Wednesday market call. My name's Lee Honish. I am joined by our Chief Operating Officer, Fred Solomon. How are you, Fred?
Good morning, Lee.
And quietly behind the scenes, Lori Neville is joining us. She is the guts of the operation. If you do need leads for the coming month, you are a member, lee@honish.io. Make sure we've actually got a really good plan in place right now with new data that is being very successful. We just got another 3 appointments in the past 24 hours for people who put out marketing. We are the only people with direct marketing that will get you face-to-face guaranteed. If you would like to sign up, for those that are live on the call here on Zoom, there is a link with all the links. And if you are watching this on Facebook, look down in the description, there are links with all the links. Let me go through all the housekeeping. Everybody who's got a video social media marketing call with me, make sure you're scheduled out for the rest of the week. I'd appreciate that. Also, I'm going to make another plug for the Fantasy Football League, which the draft will be pushed back till Tuesday. Sign up, 100% free, no cost, no nothing. If you beat me, depending how far I fall back, I'll make sure you get a referral for a listing. I will do some marketing work for you. I will make it worthwhile for everybody who beats me at fantasy football. In theory, all of you beat me, but I will safely tell you I have been playing it a very, very long time, and I am very, very good at it at this point. That's why I wait till the last minute before I do my draft. All of those links are in the description down below. And of course, for anybody who wants email marketing done or has not signed up for their email marketing, please, 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 please sign up and get that out of the way. I'm probably closing that off until I reboot the entire system. We've got a whole brand new platform thanks to Fred Howard. I just haven't had a chance to talk to him and work out the kinks, but we have a multi-tiered platform coming. We're going to scale down. You guys will be the platinum group that are in right now. We will scale down. People will have to get their own leads. They will have to get the call center for themselves. They will not get the perks of having me help them on live calls or help them talk to customers when you need that assistance, as all of you do in the platinum group. With that said, please sign up for the platinum group before it closes out or the price goes dramatically up, one or the other. So all of that said and out of the way, this is our Wednesday market call. It goes out live on Facebook for homeadvocates.io. Again, in the description is all the links. And we talk about what's going on in the market and what we're talking about at the moment. Let's catch you up. Yesterday, since you guys mostly aren't members who watch this, or normally even my extended list usually gets their hands on our marketing call. Not yesterday. Boy, that's some gold stuff. Lori had a listing, and we figured out that through a couple of our students to go after listings that have been on the market for longer than 60 days and create partnerships with those agents and look for buyers and create relationships with those selling agents who are desperately trying to sell those deals. And through that, we listed off literally quite a few marketing ideas. For our Thursday call, we have been requested by our coaching group for me to do some of those techniques, and I will certainly do them live and shoot those videos at the very beginning tomorrow, so you don't want to miss that. Be on the Thursday call. Show you guys how to set some of those things up. They're not very difficult at all. Happy to show you guys how to do it. And with all that, it inspired Fred. Take it away, Fred. You came up with a brilliant idea based on all of this.
Well, I didn't reinvent the wheel. I just wanted to put everything into writing that we discussed yesterday, because I thought it was a really, really good idea for realtors. And so I'll share the email that I wrote. And this is an updated version of I sent you an original email, then I made a few changes and I resent it to you. And now this is the most recent version that I have. And I'm more than happy to send it to everybody. I think you guys will like it. I spent about 3 hours working on this silly email, but that's how, when I, think of something, I want it to be really good. I think this is really good. And I'm open to everybody's opinion about it. And I don't get butthurt if someone says to me, hey, Fred, I think you should make a correction here, or whatever the case might be. I think this is it's a starting point for everybody to use in their own marketing efforts. So following up with what Lee said, he said, hey, there are for sale by owners on Zillow and Redfin. Some of those for sale by owners have been listed for sale for more than 60 days. Those people should be contacted. So I wrote an email to contact those people, and I'll read it to you. It says, I noticed you've been listed on the market for more than 60 days. I would like to offer some ideas and suggestions to get your listing sold. Previously, just putting a real estate sign in the ground and putting your property on the MLS would get you multiple offers on your home and sold above the asking price. In fact, inexperienced realtors looked like rock stars and could easily sell homes. Not so much today. These ideas below are proven winners to get your home sold for top dollar, and I'm willing to share them and help get them implemented for you. Number one, go look at all the homes that are available for sale in your neighborhood and figure out what we need to do in order to get your home sold for top dollar. Number two, connect the seller with a lender who can offer the buyer of your property a 1% lower rate for the lifetime of the loan. The current rates are 5.625, but we can offer 4.625 and then credit the buyer $15,000 to $16,000, depending on the price of the home, of course. And this number will need to be altered to pay all of the buyer's loan closing costs. And we call those the NRCCs, non-recurring closing costs. This allows the seller to sell the home for top dollar and the buyer to get a $603 a month lower monthly payment on $1 million loan. Number three, help get the home staged. Number four, help get professional pictures done. Number five, lend money to help fix up the home if needed. That's when I talk about that program after we, I'm not reading the email right now. I'm just making a comment for those who say, well, Fred, I don't lend people money and I don't fix up their homes like you do. That's okay. You can partner with someone like me. What you can do and what you can offer at that point, if that comes up, is basically, hey, you go look at 10 homes that are available for sale in their neighborhood. The homeowner realizes, oh, wait, you mean I need to fix up my home in order to get my home into first or second place? Yes, we have a program for you. Let me explain if you're interested. Okay, that's what you can say right there, just for those who are listening. Back to the email. So let's understand why it's taken so much longer to sell your home today. The rates are 3% higher than they were in November of 2021. Inventory is increasing and the sales of homes are down 20% nationally. What are the current market conditions right now in your neighborhood, you might wonder? Below are some stats of how long properties are taking to sell in your neighborhood. So stop right there just for a second. You, Mr. Realtor, need to go look up the days on the market for homeowners in the city that they are in, and you need to figure out what the average days on the market are and how long it's going to take for them to sell their home. Then you got to compare that to March of this year, when homes were selling in 2 minutes and getting 15 offers, right? And there's still some areas that are like that, but generally speaking, that's not the case anymore. So what we want to do is we want to provide that data. Okay, so back to the email. What are the current conditions, market conditions right now in your neighborhood? Below are some stats of some long of how long properties are taking to sell in your neighborhood. And then I put the average day on the market, and then the average day on the market back in March of 2022. And then I said in this email, according to this article written in 2021 by the National Association of Realtors, I provide a link to the article. 90% of sellers were assisted by a real estate agent when selling their home. And then I, of course, as I mentioned, provided a link to the article. For sale by owners accounted for 7% of all home sales in 2020. Out of the 7% of homeowners that sold their homes by themselves in 2020, the question is, how much higher would their home have sold for if they implemented one of the above ideas that I wrote in this email above? What we can do is go look at all the homes that are available for sale in your neighborhood so we can figure out what we need to do in order to get top dollar for your home. Here's a link to a Facebook post that I wrote about that exact topic. And then I provide the link. And then I provide links to some other things. It's a very long email. Pete Sanchez, who Lee and I both know, and some of you may know, he said, Fred, you can't write long, drawn out emails. People won't read them. And I said, oh yeah? Great. Let's discuss that a little bit. And so his wife borrowed an email or a Facebook post that I wrote, and it was a long email, or it was a long Facebook post. She got triple the amount of response that I did on the same exact post that I wrote. Triple the amount of response. I convinced him that if you have good content, that it does not matter how long the email is. It does not matter how long the Facebook post is, as long as it is engaging and it is good to great. So I have sent this to Lee. He will probably cut it up and make it half of what I wrote.
Probably not. No, probably not. I'll probably host it. What I will do, because of the length, is tease it, right? So what I like to do with email is tease an action. Not everybody wants that one action. Maybe somebody wants the action of hearing yesterday's call or signing up for email marketing. I like giving people options, but if there's a big banner that says, hey, you want to read Fred's email, here's a little snippet, click here, and it takes them over to, say, a page I've created on the Home Advocates website where they can read it, right? And not get it deleted, by the way. The best part is now it's saved. As you guys all know, your browsers all save your location. So now it's a saved thing. Emails disappear. Okay, they occasionally get deleted. You will lose out on them. If I put it in a static location or point them at Fred's timeline or whatever, right? To see that, one, Fred picks up I'm just talking from a marketing standpoint. Fred can pick up more followers. Number two, you put it onto your website, you get more traffic onto your website, which increases your SEO and your search parameters. I mean, I'm not against long emails. In fact, the thing that usually gets me into the most trouble with rejected emails are the number of links that I provide. The number of links you provide in an email definitely cuts down the number of deliverable emails, just from a marketing standpoint. That's just something that should be kept in mind. I'm completely not opposed to long emails, Fred, not even slightly. I think they're okay, especially if there's content. I mean, I'm the guy that'll tack 3 one-hour videos onto an email. I'm completely okay, with that.
At the end, after I provide all these links and stuff, I said, I'll share with you everything I know, and it's all about helping you. And if you appreciate the info, the best way to say thank you is either by doing business together or referring me to your friends and family. Even if you don't use me, I will still help you free of charge. I will just thank you for the opportunity. And then you can really thank me once the property sells because of the ideas that you implemented above. And that's it. And that's the end of the email.
And everybody in the coaching group will get a copy. I'm going to make sure. I'll send it out. No problem.
And I sent you another I have another version that I just read. So I'll send that to you. And then look, you can tweak it. You can take stuff out. You can add your own words. I really don't care. This is just the email that I would write for myself if I was talking to a for sale by owner who happened to have their home listed for 60 days or longer. And at this point, they are probably thinking about price drops. And with that idea of dropping the interest rate 1%, and then the seller to pay for that 1% plus lower rate and spend 15 or 16 or 20,000 or whatever the number is, instead of dropping their price 50,000, they spend 20 grand and sell the property at market value. That is smart. That is something smart that you can share with these for sale by owners. Now, obviously, they are going to be inundated with phone calls,
of course,
from realtors. So the idea is, hey, when you call them up, hey, this is Fred. I'm calling from Solomon Financial Mortgage and Realty. I got a quick question for you. Could I get your email address so I could send you some techniques that I have to sell your home for top dollar? And I highly encourage that you read the email. Would you be okay giving me your email? And then if you have any interest after you read the email, let's have a conversation. That would be my sales pitch when I call them on the phone. Simple as that. I just want their email. That's all I want. And then once I have their email and their phone number, and it's someone that's looking to sell their house, okay, now I got some marketing stuff that I can send them. And I have a lot of stuff to send sellers. I have a lot of stuff to send buyers. But it's all about the content. And this email is the start of that.
I agree. It's about starting the conversation, certainly, for sure. Right. So for those of you who missed out on yesterday's call, shame on you. It was a good call. But I did record it, and the bonus content we did behind it. There was actually another extra half hour, as I recall, behind it that we recorded with more ideas on how to generate listings right now. And I have those. We will be putting those out today, along with all the links updated. Again, please remember to sign up for whatever you need to sign up for, one-on-ones, email marketing, and of course, the infamous fantasy football game that will win you amazing prizes. A weekend with Fred. Did I just say that out loud? Okay, maybe that's not a prize. Fred, you and the dog. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I don't know if that's a prize. You can see the new pool. Does the pool have water yet, Fred?
Oh yeah, I've been using it for 6-9 months.
Okay. I remember all the construction periods.
Oh,
So there you guys go. You guys are all caught up on what's going on. Let's talk a little bit about the news and what's going on. And if we have time, we'll take some marketing calls afterwards, marketing questions afterwards, which seem to be the hot topics. So remember, tomorrow for Thursday's call, you guys want to see how to really manipulate Facebook. I'll do it up for a Thursday call and really go through it. And if we have time, I know Lori wants to talk a lot about door conversion because our appointments are on the climb with the new data source. So that's good. I'm very excited about the new data source working very well. All right, Fred, you threw in a link to CNBC and home. What kills me about this article, right, for August 24th, home prices declined 0.77% from June to July. We actually know that You can actually go pull the NAR pending sales and the NAR active sales. They're caught up to July. She's quoting Black Knight figures. It's nice to see Black Knight show up. They haven't really showed up in the news over the last 6 months. While the drop may seem small, it's a large single month decline since January 2011, and it is the second worst July performance dating back to 1991. We know that already. Further price corrections are likely on the horizon as we move into what are typically more neutral seasons of the housing market, said a Black Knight executive. All right, so let's start with this, Fred. And this is the problem I have right now, right? So jobs aren't increasing at the same rate as rents or housing prices or housing payments, really technically, for that discussion, right? Housing has gotten completely out of hand, forcing those monthly payments to become very strong. We're now starting to see evictions, days on market go up, prices has gone too far, and those are starting to come down. Evictions are starting to happen in the rental market on a massive scale. And that's starting to bring rental prices back down. And then you couple that with cities like LA or New York or South Florida, where you've got 27,000, apartments and all this multi-unit product coming online. We're kind of forcing ourselves into a position of lots of housing and nobody interested in getting involved in the housing until the prices come back down. Excuse me. And what amazes me about this market, there are literally two forms of media right now. There are those that are saying that like, I really did see this. If you Google housing recession right now, we are at the bottom of the housing recession right now. Wow. Some are saying we just entered a housing recession. All of this is crazy to me. Housing recession is a very polite way of saying that the values are going down or crashing. We don't use the word crashing, right? Because that's negative. That's not a politically correct term for this market. We're just calling it a recession, Fred. But what all of this really means to me, this along with a real recession, right? Where we have bigger problems and supply chain issues. This is starting to add up to a much bigger problem and what looks like a very difficult winter, right? Let's take a place like Las Vegas that relies on tourism. If all of this starts to go sideways before December, I'm going to go out on a limb. Hawaii, Florida, places that live on, right, vacation traffic are going to be impacted, and that's going to impact those housing markets. This is like a very weird snowball kind of domino effect. I'd like to hear your opinion on where you think the market's going, but over the next 6 months, I just see prices continue to go down. Rental properties, as they start evictions now on a massive scale, are starting to happen. So rents will start to come down. It's going to affect every price on every level when it comes to housing over the next 6 months, especially going into the winter, which is typically not the best market.
I don't think, personally, I don't think rents are going to come down until the economy starts losing jobs. So we had 528,000 new jobs created in the month of July. By dissecting those numbers, they found out that a lot of those jobs were side hustles and second and third jobs for people.
So why didn't they count those in June, Fred? I'm sure they were there in June. I'm sure they were there in May. Why is it in July, when we were getting ready to announce a recession, that suddenly we're going to show every part-time piece of work and every Uber and Lyft job and everything that was out there? Why did they wait, from your perspective?
I mean, obviously I hate to be a negative person when I say this, but it's clear to me that there's an agenda.
Oh yeah, they had to offset the recession, right? The way to offset the recession is, look at all the jobs you guys can do. You can have 5 part-time jobs all week long. and still not be able to afford your rent in New York City. I mean, that's the truth. We don't want to say it, but that's the truth.
That's not far-fetched, that's for sure. I mean, that's a very common sense way of thinking if you understand job growth. The problem is when we start losing jobs, because now that people aren't buying homes as much, right? Now that affordability has gone through the roof, now that everybody that I talk to, or not everybody, but a large percentage of people that I talk to, they're like, we're gonna wait. And the reason they're gonna wait is because they don't like the monthly payment when they're buying a $700,000 home. And then I ask them, well, what's the rent gonna be on a house that's very similar to the one that you want to buy? And you're gonna find out that it's gonna probably be very close to the number that you would pay if you were gonna purchase that home. Because rents have gone through the freaking roof. And it's only going to continue as long as people have jobs. And here's the deal with that. When you have a job, you can pay rent. You're going to struggle in this economy, so you might get a roommate, right? You will go sleep on mom and dad's couch when you lose your job, because you no longer can afford to pay the rent. And so with less people buying homes and more people renting, and have you tried to go find a property to rent? Have you even tried? A lot of people have had a nightmare of a time. And there's a lot of rental scams right now. They want $50 for your credit report, and they want another $50 for an application fee, blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, you're into them for $150. They never ran your credit because you can go look at the inquiries, but they took your money, and now they're saying, oh, sorry, you don't make more than triple the amount of the rental amount. So if the rental amount's $4,000 a month, you need to make $12,000 a month. If you don't make $12,000 a month, sorry, you don't qualify, and they keep your $150. And they never ran your credit. On top of that, there's a lot of rental scams out there. So
yeah.
Got to be
And
careful.
not only that, wait, I'll go a step further because I've gone through this with my move out here to Vegas. Not only will they do that, now they've captured your email, and they'll keep slamming you with emails about, I was looking at very nice condos and things. I'm getting slammed constantly because I applied for one of these places, right? Ultimately, I didn't take it, but they constantly keep spamming me with opportunities in their complexes. It's a marketing game. It's not only are they getting paid, they're getting paid and they're getting marketing out of it.
So that's what's going on in the rental market. So rental prices aren't coming down until people lose jobs. And, you know, it's common sense there. Less people buying homes. What are they going to do? They got to live somewhere. Where are they going to live? In an apartment or in a house? They're
I
going to
think
rent.
the evictions will come into play with that, Fred. I think over the next 6 months, I think evictions on renters, which is now starting to ramp up, places like San Diego, Boise, I said it correctly, San Francisco, Las Vegas, of all places, Tennessee, South Florida, Miami is going to see a dramatic drop or increase of available properties. I'm sure at the beginning, they're all going to go at appropriate prices because there's a need for those properties. So there will be an equilibrium point, but mark my words, over 6 months, within 6 months, you'll see rent prices come down. There's just no way around it. Plus, they were building so many townhouses and apartments in many of these markets. They turned massive housing projects into massive apartment and town house complexes. And I'm sure you have all seen it. LA County specifically Yes, thank you, T. Miller. My statistician of me making crazy predictions. Over 6 months, you'll see rents come down. We've already had prices on housing come down. It was a couple months late from when I said it would happen. I think it just all continues, Fred, and I'm with you. But as we go into the winter season and as we have more layoffs, and those will happen, I don't see any way around the layoffs not happening, Fred, and more cutbacks.
Well, there's some big money makers, big players, and when they sell their own stock, that's a telltale sign as to what they see coming. So they have, Zillow and, all the banks have all the data, they have the delinquency data, and then you couple that with people losing their jobs. I could definitely see that happening. So what you're telling me indirectly, without you realizing it, is that you think we're going to have more layoffs, which you kind of mentioned, and then because of the more layoffs, the economy is going to lose jobs, and if the economy loses jobs, rent prices are going to come down. I agree with you. If that's what you're telling me, I agree with that. But if the economy continues to gain jobs, I do not agree with you. So to me, it's all in the jobs report. Watch the jobs report, and whatever happens with the jobs report, that's what's going to happen to rental prices. That's my strong statement there.
Yeah,
So-
I'm with you. I think if they're going to continue to count how many Uber positions are open in San Diego to keep inflating the numbers, look, this is all about politics, right? Midterm elections. What happens after the midterms? Well, then we go into presidential it's such a stupid cycle. And we've overspent. We printed too many dollars. I mean, that's the bottom line here. And we're going to see a deflation of all of this.
So, yesterday, we were talking about, I don't know if you want to talk about this or not right now, but, we were talking about doing some Facebook sponsored ads. And, I did a lot of research on that from a previous, thing. I don't know if you have more to talk about on this.
No,
topic.
you want to talk about, go ahead. No,
Um,
I think we gave the network, look, all I can do is give the best possible market update to everybody. How does that apply? The people in this group, the people who listen to these calls, the people who are on Facebook, people who watch the replays, the people on YouTube, the people in the group that are watching this, this is ahead of the curve. Again, you cannot surf a wave behind the wave. It is impossible. It is impossible to surf a wave from behind the wave. You have to be on the wave or in front of the wave. And actually in front of the wave would have been about 3 or 4 months ago, positioning and creating sort of your advocacy position for the market and start putting that message out there so that when you're Googled or people look you up, they know what you're all about. And we're seeing that play out right now because there is so much fraud. There's a reason why our voices and the advocates are holding better position when they talk to people. When they get Googled, and you guys are all getting Googled and they're all looking you up when you all go and meet them, our message is clearly what our message is. Okay, we're not trying to hide from that. The truth is, everybody's going to be behind the wave and try to swim and catch up to it. That's just the way that real estate and most investors work. And that's what I'm trying to avoid by trying to keep, this isn't me cherry picking the market. This is me watching the news. This is me being an asset manager. This is me going in on a Monday morning going, Lee, what do you think? I think we should stop originating shaky ass loans, sir. That would be me at every Monday morning meeting from about the last year. I would have been like Wells Fargo. About a year ago, I would have had a very serious come to Jesus with my supervisors. And if I got in front of my CEO or CFO, it would have been a very serious discussion of, let's take a look at where this is going and let's be in front of this thing before it happens. You don't want to be a statistic. When it comes to banking, the statistics for banks to stay in business, if you're not Wells Chase or B of A, it's not really good. I mean, every era, Fred, we seem to lose 3 to 5 massive banks through every one of these little market cycles and it's always based on real estate, by the way. I'm sure that there was some executive somewhere at Crocker Bank who stood up at a meeting and go, you guys got to calm down, right? I can safely tell you, I was at IndyMac Bank and I told them point blank, you guys got to calm down with these shaky loans. Like you're going to get caught. They got caught. It happened several, Wachovia. I mean, the list goes on, and like names you guys all know that have gone on since the late 80s. This is like a forever cycle. And there will be more of those. And this time around, I think it'll be more like loan originators. The banks seem to have gotten a little more clever about lending out their money. So just be hip to the market and see what the changes are. I'm totally amazed, Fred. Totally amazed when I go to these networking events, meet mortgage people who tell me, oh, there's nothing wrong at all with the market. This is, the best month I've had or the best year I've had. I go, really? This is the best month you've had? Really?
When someone says that, Lee, just say, oh, really? Tell me what kind of loans you're originating and what your closing was last month on those types of loans. I'm just curious because I do a lot of marketing and I like to know what that information is. And your statement interested me when you said that you had the best month ever. That's the question that I would ask.
I will. Okay. Because the first word that rolls across my mind, you already know what it is. It's 2 letters, B and S. I'm like, either that or you have no clue of what a really good market looks like. And that was about 6 or 7 months ago for everybody who was originating. This time a year ago, if you were originating and told me you were having the best month on refinances and purchases or whatever, I go, yeah, the rate's unreal. I just don't believe it right now. I think what I sort of see out there in the industry in real estate are people whistling to keep their spirits up in the dark. Oh, everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's a canary in a gold mine. It's the canary in the gold mine, Fred. And everybody's hoping they just don't walk into gas. It'll be okay. I'll find the way out. It'll be okay, Fred. It'll be okay. It'll all end at some point. It'll be okay. That's all I'm trying to say for everybody. With that said, for those of you live on Facebook, you should be a part of our group. And if you want to join this, there's a link up above to come back and join us live and ask us questions. If not, contact Fred, contact me, and make sure you get on these calls every Wednesday. And we're going to talk to our group and continue to record with them. See, that's about 45 minutes on Facebook. That's about this 35, 40 minutes. Perfect for Facebook. If they want to, they can click the link and come back over here. There you go. There's a little marketing tip for you. But we're back with our group and good turnout today for everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Take it away, Fred. What do you want to talk about? We can do some marketing.
Yeah, so I sent a link.
You did.
Up in the very beginning of the chat box.
I did.
And I want you to click on that link.
Is this the one we're talking about, Fred? Let me put it on the screen for you. I'm going to put it up for you.
Facebook group and sponsored ad marketing. Now,
this one right here. How's that?
Oh, let's see it. That
should be on your screen.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So now let's go to the chat. Oh, I have it written down here.
Hold on, I got to share with sound for you. Share with sound.
Okay.
There we go. I'm good.
We've done Facebook joining groups. Does anybody want to know about Facebook group marketing and joining Facebook groups? We kind of went over that the other day.
Yeah, and we shot the video. I think we shot the video last week. We did a pretty nice little overview, sort of the beginner's guide to it.
So we can, but at 11:15 of this video, 11 minutes and 15 seconds, I talk about joining Facebook groups and how to exactly do that. And I do a little walkthrough on this video.
Okay.
So
let's go for it.
Well,
I can see that. Yes.
Okay, do you see where my little hand is and it says group? What you do is you click on that little F right there for Facebook. You click on where it says groups. And then it says discover. And then a bunch of groups will pop up suggested for you that you might be interested in. Okay. Now, do you see that category? It says buy and sell right there.
Yeah.
Okay, look at 20,000 members in Desert Blog. So those are all 20,000 people and they have 620 posts a day. I'm not even a member of that one. All right, then they'll ask you some questions. Do you live in the Coachella Valley? Yes, I do. Do you accept this as your primary language? Yeah, English is my primary language. There's not a place for politics and religion. Sorry, John, they're not going to accept you.
So car dealerships this time, Fred, which is
And I
hilarious.
agree. Yeah. And then you
I've
hit
seen real
submit.
estate agents.
So then an admin will either approve me or not approve me. Then once you go and you join these groups, then the next thing that you do is that you go to one of your groups. So I'll just put in La Quinta buy and sell because that's a good one. La Quinta Palm Desert. So here it is. Here's La Quinta Palm Desert. Look at that, 33,000 members in there, right? Can you guys all see that?
Yep.
Okay, you click on that. All right, then it says sell something. And then you can go to discussion. You click on discussion right here. And then you say, what's on your mind? And you click on that. And then you write something. All right, if I'm Steve Wilson, I'm gonna show up some fat, 30 pounds of fat and say, do you want to get rid of this? Give me a call. I can show you how to do it. And then hit submit and post it right at the bottom here. And you just did it. That's all you do. And then you post to about 30 to 40 groups a day, or you do it once a week, or you do it once every 2 weeks. Now, this is for organic views, like what Patrick does. So he takes his cooking show every Thursday night, and then he puts it into various Facebook groups. And that's how he's getting 10 to 15,000 views. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about what I'm doing, and then we'll talk a little bit about what John's doing. And this is where Chris is going to join in and kind of explain what he does for me. So what we do is I will take a post here. Let's see here. All right, so let's take, I do my Hawaii thing here, so I don't know how to find that. I know I got to go to the ad manager, right, Chris? I don't know how to do all that. Anyways,
yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna.
Ad managers and stuff. I'm not near a computer to really remember the steps.
Yeah, I'm not going to get crazy.
It's
Go
not,
ahead.
not the most straightforward way to get to it, but it's not hard either once you know where you're going. So with Fred has posts that he's made in the past that he likes the content of it, the message it sends out, the vibe, and so we take that post and we convert it into an ad inside the Facebook ad system. And inside the settings, you can use demographics, reach, and etc. But Fred has chosen to limit it to people he knows or who are in his email database.
Right.
And
Can you
then
stop it
we
right
tell
there for a
Facebook
second, Lee?
display this.
Okay, let me explain what Chris just said there. So what I do is I upload my email list to my Facebook business page, and then I create what's called a custom list. That custom list will then match up to my 18,000 emails. At this time I did this video, I had like 16,300 emails. But what Facebook business page will do after I upload my email list it will match up how many Facebook profiles that I have associated with my email list. Right now, it's just over 10,000 of them. And then we can put my content, create an ad, and get that ad as a sponsored ad in front of my custom list, which happens to be my previous clients. Okay, go ahead and continue.
Add at a certain interval to people that are on this list of of known individuals.
I think we lost that video. Lee, are you there?
So on me, I was talking and I had it muted because I was coughing. I wanted to stop it right there so everybody could see this. I went over to the Home Advocates page. How do I upload my email list if I had a business page?
Okay, so that is something that Chris handles for me, and I don't handle that part of it.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It would be under resources and tools. I just thought you knew. It's under
Oh, no.
resources and tools, and you can actually watch videos on it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but you had mentioned it like it was, yeah, you just put up a business page, right? And you upload your emails into this list. And then what he's talking about doing is you would click the button that says boost, right? I can't boost on this side because it's managed by my other profile. And on that, you have three options. You can boost to a demographic, you can boost to friends, which includes for a business page, all those email addresses, and then friends of friends. So I just wanted to clarify that from a technical standpoint. It is just that simple. And if any of that seems too difficult, I can't stress this enough.
Say that
The
again.
greatest resource on the planet. Type in YouTube. Type in, how do I upload emails to
Hey,
Facebook? And trust me, there won't be a few. There will be lots of videos on this topic. How to create a customer right here, 7 minutes and 34 seconds to learn how to do it. It's only a year old, so it's fairly up to date, right? Creating custom audiences. These are all within the last year because the algorithm changes. But these are what you guys want to watch if you want to learn, target the right audience, how to upload your own email list. If you're a complete lunatic like me and own the entire United States real estate database, right? So let's just take this into play, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow. I'm going to set up a page for that property, right? Why wouldn't I set up, Fred, the entire email database for all the realtors in Las Vegas and make them and find out which ones are on Facebook and then market that property directly to them, all pushing them back to that page, all pushing them back to Lori. Just a thought, just thinking out
Great
loud for the
idea.
room.
I mean, you can get all the custom email lists for every realtor in Las Vegas. I know that list, you can purchase that list somewhere.
I have it. It's in the cloud right now. I have it.
Well, there's.
It's a done deal, but you can also do that with homeowners. You can buy homeowners in a specific area and get their emails, or certainly businesses. My experience, business owners in an area generally are a great way to go as well when you're doing this kind of thing. If you don't have a list of your own, can I stress this? If you don't have a list of your own and you're doing it synthetically. So let's continue with your video, Fred.
Okay, let's,
Generates.
I want to get,
You were about to say?
no, that's good. So Chris, sponsored ads to a custom audience on 14 minutes and 10 seconds. I don't know what.
Sure.
part of it.
Yeah, he's at 15:48. So that would
Okay,
be,
so we're watching the right part. Okay,
yeah, we're right in it.
Lead,
Right.
you
There
know,
you go.
business to Fred's mortgage business to refinance the homes usually, or buy and sell. And so Fred, you know, we will run the ad for maybe 2 weeks. and Fred's busy for the next 3 months, and then we 4 weeks, 6 months later, it's okay, we'll run it for another 2 weeks just to keep the flow going, because obviously part of it is, interest rates are dropping. It's good to remind people, hey, interest rates dropped another 0.5 point, time to refinance the home if you haven't yet. And so it just really pops up the ad into people's place.
Now, Fred, all he has to do is look at the comment section on his Facebook timeline to go ahead and see who's responding. He doesn't have to go to the individual groups one by one, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
Facebook groups is different from posting an ad. You ever see sponsored on Facebook?
Well, I want to answer his question real quick. For everybody watching, see this little bell in the right-hand corner? When it has a notification, you should be clicking on it. All your notifications happen there. His ads, everything. Everything happens at that notification bell, even in a group, as a side note. Just thought I'd include that, because that's very factual. Everything out of every group, out of every page happens up at that bell. And all you have to do is click on it and see what's going on. It'll tell you if somebody hit, somebody bait, everything happens here, everything. And if you see unread, that's everything that's happening offsite as well. But that's a very rare. Also, you should also keep an eye on your chat bar. There's also messages you haven't read. These will come in from alternative sources. But these two, if you're going to look for direct messages and direct contacts through Facebook, you should keep an eye on both of these. They will both have numbers on them. You got to pay attention to them if you're going to use Facebook as a marketing place, especially if you're going to use Marketplace, like I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. You got to pay attention to those. This is one of my pet peeves with Eddie Yeagan, who constantly gets leads for his business through Facebook, and he doesn't pay attention to his notification. Just thought I'd clarify that for the room.
So important. Yeah, anytime you get a notification, you gotta engage and you got to respond to those notifications. Even if it's just to say, thank you for liking my, whatever.
Yeah, even like this one from Gloria. It's so simple for me when people are on my timeline and they write something nice about anything or on Home Advocates. Hit the like button back. Hit a quick reply, right? Thanks. It doesn't take that much effort, and it increases your algorithm at the end of the day. The algorithm is everything, and the algorithm is based on you sharing information. And if we really are going into a metaverse of 3D and sharing and walking around with headsets on instead of computers, the more connections you have are going to become more important in the future. So start playing ball now. You can either say, hey, we're not going to do virtual reality anything, and we're not going to really do social media marketing this way, and we're not. That's great. Then don't. But if you're going to do it, lean into it and play ball with it. And to play ball with it, you got to, Claudia is a perfect example. Like it, reply to it. And that creates more twigs in the stream to pick up on the way down the river. I mean, it's a very fast flowing river. You're only as good for about 3 seconds. Let us continue.
You ever see when it says sponsored?
Yes.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a sponsored ad to a specific database of people, which happens to be my previous clients. So what I did is I emailed my list of clients, all my emails to Chris. Chris uploads it to my Facebook business page. Out of the 16,300 emails that I have in my database, we match approximately 9,000 of those emails to Facebook profiles. Out of those 9,000 Facebook profiles, I put a message together. And we're going to talk a little bit about what the message is. That everybody has a different message, but you got to have good content. That's number one important thing on any marketing that you do is the content. But let's just assume that you have good content so we can continue on with this conversation. Then I take my message, I upload it to the Facebook business page, and then I get my message in front of 9,000 of my previous clients that I've already done business with. Now, that message, it cost me 4 cents an impression. 4 cents. So for my 9,000 people to see it, it's going to be like $360. But as Chris will tell you, you can put a limit on that, how much you want to spend. But how can you get your information out to 9,000 clients within minutes? You know, as soon as they log on to their Facebook, they'll see it, and do it at such an inexpensive rate. And then what my previous clients do is, I did a loan with Fred, and they'll comment on my post. I did Fred. It was no points, no BS, no nothing, you know? And that is pretty much what Chris helps me deal with, and what he does for me. And how much do I pay you, Chris? Like $75 for, it takes him a half an hour to do it. I mean, it's peanuts. So I'll spend like $450 and my phone will be busy for the next 60 days.
Yeah, Chris, I think you need to charge Fred a little bit more money, you know? When he says peanuts, boy, I'll tell you what, he just stuck his foot in his mouth.
That's an invitation to get charged double. Well, actually, he charged me $75 last time, but I wrote him a check for 100, I think it was.
So there we go. Nice tip.
But
Yeah, I mean, internet marketing isn't necessarily my day job, but because of other businesses I've done, I understand the concepts, and because my day job is dealing with technology on an ongoing basis as tech support for small businesses, I understand how to work with technology easily. And Facebook stuff is just, I just get it.
yeah,
I also, another business I work with, we do advertising campaigns on Google pay-per-click ads.
Mhm.
So that's a whole different avenue.
Let me read between the lines. Facebook is easy. He's charging Fred not that much because it is technically free. He's just doing all the heavy lifting for Fred, which is a great price, by the way. He's only charging like, it's a great price. And what he's really saying, because I know the truth, Google and the pay-per-click stuff that we all deal with Google and YouTube and all that stuff is really hard. Like, it's the difference between the shallow end of a pool and the other end is a high diving deep end. It's like a 20-foot. The deep end at YouTube, like, it's not even a friendly platform. Like, you better know what you're doing when you go into that end of the pool. It's just awful. It's really awful. And the process to access their marketing is awful. It's not a friendly device at all. Facebook, it's friendly. Oh my gosh, they make lovely pop-ups, videos. You watch YouTube or Google videos, that they'll tell you, well, it worked this week.
I mean, I have more good stuff on this video, but you know, in an effort to keep time at 22 minutes and 10 seconds, I talk about a lookalike audience. What Facebook will do is that they will take my custom list of 9,000 people at the time of this.
The AI will replicate it.
Right. And those are people that are not necessarily on my Facebook friends list. These are organic people, and Facebook will duplicate my normal, demographic of all my 9,000 people, because they are able to do that. And then give me a lookalike audience, and then I can send my marketing to all of those people that I don't even know. So for people that don't have a list, right, you can't do a lookalike audience. But for people that have a list, you can do a lookalike audience with Facebook ads. Well, they're called Facebook sponsored ads to a custom list. And then based on the demographics of your custom list, Facebook will then do a lookalike audience. So now I can market my product to everybody that's just like my custom list. And it's people that have never seen my marketing before. Maybe, I don't know, but that's the idea of it.
Well, that's the
I-
idea. Again, I
Yeah.
think it's just sharing content back and forth. And it does get picked up in the stream and it does pop in other places. And you'll see this. So if I'm friends with someone else, I will see so-and-so commented on this, or so-and-so liked this. And when those start to pop up, that means you've actually got social media kind of working at its highest point. That means that the AI is working with you. I'm sure you've seen it. Certain people come up more frequently in your feed. That's because you spend more time on those individuals and the AI picks up on those. If it sees that, for me, depends which profile I'm on, right? If I'm on the boxing profile for Fight Net Radio, I'm getting fighters and fighters I've never heard of. Hey, maybe you should take a look at these. And that will happen the more content you share. It's about the content. The content is really a big deal. Uploading direct video into Facebook, not through through Instagram back to Facebook. I mean, Facebook really wants to be YouTube. Facebook really wants to be TikTok. Facebook ultimately, and I'm going to say this, ultimately it's going to absorb Instagram. It'll just be something inside the metaverse that is a part of Facebook. I just don't think that they've actually worked out the complete platform since they bought it, what, a year ago, 2 years ago? It's been about a year and a half. I still think that they have to write that software. And that takes years to integrate such an amazingly large platform. All they can figure out is how to share back and forth. But when they can figure out how to absorb Instagram, you will type in Instagram and you'll be on a Facebook web, you'll be on a site like this. You will be. And eventually all of us will have little Oculus goggles and we'll be walking around through a 3D universe. That's not a thought, that's a fact. We've been talking about doing virtual reality databasing through cloud systems. They just figured it was easier to do it through portals on computers, but eventually, yeah, everything's going to be in a 3D universe. You're just going to put on glasses. There won't be a computer in front of you. You'll put on 2 gloves. Your computer will be the gloves. Oh yeah, that is absolutely, it is Ready Player One. That is
Let
the
me-
future, no doubt.
Let me just emphasize how important it is if you have an email database to do what I just showed you in this little video that I did about a year ago. This was the best thing that I have ever done. Hands down, I've never done anything better than this. This to me was my biggest moneymaker to generate referral business with the least amount of hassle. That I want to, let me emphasize, with the least amount of hassle. So usually when our clients, do a loan with us, because we're 85% mortgage, when our clients do a loan with us and the rates come down, we just call them up and say, hey, by the way, your rates dropped to 0.5 point. We can do it again, another no-cost loan for 0 cost. And if you continue to make the same payment you're making right now, and you have a 0.5% lower rate, if you continue to make the same payment you're making right now, you're going to probably get rid of 3 to 4 years worth of payments just by making the same payment you're making right now and doing the same thing. And it doesn't cost anything to do it. So then I tell them, if your payment's $2,000 a month, multiply that by 12 months, that's $24,000 for the year. And if we get rid of 3 years worth of payments, 24,000 times 3 is $72,000. That's how much we're going to save you over the life of the loan. And it's going to cost you $0 to do it. That's my sales pitch. When I call back my clients, it takes me about 30 seconds. They already trust me. And what do they tell me? Do it, Fred. Do it. Done deal. And I just sold another loan. That's how that's obviously picking up the phone is one method. Another method is emailing. We talked about emailing the other day and we went into all of that and we had a great call about emailing. This thing right here is the easiest thing that I do to get people to call me.
Yeah,
And
and
when I say-
I'm gonna break it down for everybody because it's really not that hard. It's I talk about it all the time. I use a lot of techniques from Red because they're organic and I prefer them, but it's very, 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 very successful. It's very successful. It's very successful. If any of you dropped a video or a comment or a meme on your Facebook page and just left it as it was, you would be lucky to get 5 views. When you're talking 30, 300, 1,000, I like averaging about 1,000 for most of the content I put out. This week, I'm going to be testing out the long form videos that I shot over the last couple of weeks with people. I'm very excited about that because Facebook rewards long form video. And yeah, that's why guys like the people Fred hires or the people you hire and me are good at what we do. It's our job to constantly sort of push these barriers and see what will create more views. Personally, do I think that there's great business in doing Facebook Live on Wednesdays? Not really, but it puts a really high priority with Facebook that I'm doing Facebook Live instead of YouTube Live, and it rewards me and it increases the number of people who see that message. And again, it's about branding at the end of the day, right? Fred doing loans and real estate, me doing marketing and real estate. Like I got to push those items because I know you guys don't want to accept it. I know it because I could probably take half this list and Google your name. You're not going to like the fact of what you get when I Google your name. They're gonna Google you. They just are. I still say that the most powerful tool that I've created is Home Advocates. The fact that you're on page 1 of Google is mind-boggling. It is probably the best feature for the Platinum group. Those who sign up later are going to be down below, and I guess the gold or the silver, or whatever we call it. I probably wouldn't call them anything, but they'll certainly be below everybody's name at the top of the page. There's something to be said for all that. You have to, I think you have to play ball with this media. It's still shocking to me that I encounter real estate agents at networking events who tell me they don't need social media. They don't need to be online. They don't need, because they believe they've got to make stupid TikTok videos or, you know, post, you know, salacious pictures on Instagram. You don't. You just got to create good content. Fred's right. I'm right. It's good content. It's always content. It's always content. It's always good content. Anything you'd like to add, Fred?
No, but I encourage people to watch the entire video. I put a link to this video and, you know, I think that this is a incredible opportunity for people to do with marketing to their email database. And how can you get in front of your previous clients on social media? This is the ticket. I figured it out. I had help with people that helped me figure it out, but my goal was to get on social media in front of my previous clients. I was banging my head against the wall on how to figure that out. And when I found out you could upload a custom list to your Facebook business page of your previous clients' email addresses, I am like, oh my God, this is gold. This is gold. And felt like the gold miners in the 1800s, you know, there's gold in them Tar Heels. You know, I was just like, this is it. This is
I
it.
agree.
I don't have to do any other type of marketing. Email and my Facebook business page and sending out to my custom list on my Facebook page. That's all I need to do. I'm done. Now, that's my marketing because I have a big email database. There's other things that you can do, and there's plenty of, you know, Facebook Marketplace and all the stuff that we were talking about yesterday, and contacting homeowners or that are trying to do for sale by owners and sending an email to them. I think that's another great idea. And I'm gonna start doing that as well. I'm gonna have my, my company, my manager of my office start helping me with that because we're not doing a lot of loans right now. And she's basically twiddling her thumbs because she doesn't have a lot of work. So I'm gonna put her to work with doing that. And we're gonna find more people to want to buy houses. And that's where we're gonna, and so she doesn't know it yet, but she's gonna get busy with this
You
stuff.
might want to put her on the call tomorrow. I'm going to go through this step by step and show everybody how they can do it. I don't think it's that big a deal. This is, you can keep it pretty low key. I'm not talking about doing really high end stuff, but per the request of the group, see how that works? All you guys have to do is request and I'm willing to do it. I will be more than happy. It'll be private to the coaching group tomorrow. This isn't like a mainstream going out to old monster people. So if you have an upgrade and you're not a part of the newer group, how do you watch? You should be getting emails, Barbara. You are completely upgraded, right? Here's how I check to see if everybody's upgraded. I just go right here. Barbara Frisbee, you're not. No, you haven't upgraded, Barbara. What do you want me to tell you? Coaching students get them in the platinum group. It's nice that we invite you guys that are old monster people. If you want to upgrade, it's cool. Click the link in the description. Yay. It's worth it. Because tomorrow I guarantee it'll be worth it. I'll do it from start to finish. And I'm actually going to use Lori's property. And I'm going to show you exactly every bit. We'll cover the story once again, which is she partnered with the selling agent who's not selling it, right? She's got to deal with the selling agent, and she's also got the potential of getting the buyer. This is nothing more than a property that's been on the market for 70 days. A couple of bad open houses with no traffic. I'm going to track this thing from Thursday through the weekend with the open houses and everything and show you the difference of basically no activity to activity, just using Facebook, straight up just using Facebook. I'll shoot some video on Saturday. I'll show you how that works. And then we'll assess it all on Tuesday. If I've done everything correctly, my goal is by Tuesday to have Lori presenting an offer in that property within 5 days of starting marketing. I think that's how it should be. I still think that it's something my dad told me, no such thing as bad property, just bad price, right? So if we're priced correctly and those people are out there, I'm going to go get them. And I'm going to use all these platforms and I'm going to show it all off for all of you and show you opportunities, much like we were talking about with Byron the other day, of going after properties that have been on the market for 60 or 70 days. They're not moving them. They've been reduced too many times. They started too high. If you are not a member of the coaching group, I will say it again, right at the top of the page, it says sign up for Home Advocates. That's the upgrade link for you guys that are past students, worth every penny. We give you leads. We have an automated call center. The new data source is phenomenal, phenomenal. I know what the new platform looks like. Everything is basically either a la carte, and there will be a monthly fee as well. Currently, there is still no monthly fee if you upgrade. But once I switch over, let me make this clear, there will be no upgrade. All those links will be dead. So please take advantage of that. Tomorrow, Thursday, Fred, no golf. You good?
Oh, I'm playing golf tomorrow, actually. So
All
I
right.
won't be,
I'll
Yeah.
make sure you get a copy.
but I did
Deanna
wanna help-
DeGuzman, you should be good. It's not hard. You guys want to check if you're all signed up. There you are, Deanna, right there. See, right on the front page. It's very easy for me to figure out who's in the main platinum group. You're right on the front page of the website. Simple as that. You'll get an email for the call tomorrow, Thursday, 9 a.m. It'll be a great call. I promise. I'll show you everything step by step, everything we talked about here. Fred, try to break 100. I know that'll be hard for you.
Oh my God, I was playing so great the other day.
Were you?
I have a suggestion for Tina, because I was just reading her messages in the group chat. And So, she was.
Okay,
talking
hold on.
about-
Let me end this call. Everybody make sure that you're on the Thursday call. Make sure this goes out and make sure to watch yesterday's call. It was great. I know it's only audio, but it's totally worth it. Thursday will be video. You do want to be on the Thursday at 9 o'clock call. If you're a part of the coaching group, you will get a copy of that email. Please take advantage of the links. Thanks.